Chaitanya Bhagavat, chapter 16, text 109, we're discussing a story about Shuklambara Brahmachari. But he's an intimate associate of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya would visit the homes of his different devotees when he was in his Navadvip Lila. This before he took sannyas. And he would exchange with his devotees. Samoke dekaya Shuklambara Brahmachari Anugraha Karitare Gauranga Sri Hari. Seeing Shuklambara Brahmachari standing before him, Sri Gaurahari bestowed his mercy on him. Say Shuklambarera Shunaha Kichu Katha Navadvipe Vasati Prabhura Janma Jata. Now here are the topics regarding Shuklambara Brahmachari, who lived in Navadvip, where the Lord appeared. Parama Swadharma Rata Parama Shushanta Chinitena Parekeya Parama Mahanta. Shuklambara Brahmachari was always engaged in his occupational duties, his Swadharma, and he was most peaceful. Although no one knew it, he was a great devotee, a Paramahanta. Chinite Napari. No one really understood, so he wasn't a show-off. It was all secret and private. He was his Parama Swadharma, Parama Shushanta. He was engaged in devotional service. He was a great devotee, and consequently he was supremely peaceful. Krishna's Kaviraj explains in Chaitanya Charitamrita that the peace formula, only a devotee can be peaceful. Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakaleya Shanta. Krishna Bhakta Naishkama Ateva Shanta. He says that one is desirous of sense gratification, a sense enjoyer, bhukti, or someone who wants liberation. He wants to go back to Godhead. He wants to go to the spiritual world. Or he wants mystic power, bhukti mukti siddhi kami. Sakale ashanta. They can't be peaceful. The mind is always agitated by some want, by some desire. If we want something, then our mind can never be tranquil, be peaceful. That want or that desire will always agitate the mind. It's like a lake. If you have a lake, a body of water somewhere in the forest, a lake, and it's very calm, but you keep throwing stones into it. Every time you throw a stone or a rock into the lake, it'll make ripples. Where the rock hits the water, bloop, and then it makes ripples. So the surface of the water of the lake will always become disturbed by ripples. So this is the mind. The mind of the non-devotee is like this. It's so many ripples. And if you throw many stones at once, these ripples go on top of those ripples, and they all collide with each other and create disturbance in the mind. So he says, Krishna Bhakta Naishkama. Krishna Bhakta doesn't have any desire. What's the desire? Krishna Bhakta is absorbed in his Lord. He's serving the Lord here or there. Whether he's in any position, we serve the Lord. Physically we serve, and when we have a physical body. If we're sick or impaired, then we serve in our mind. So it's peaceful. The mind is only filled with Krishna. The lake of his mind has no desire. Even the yogis, there's so much meditating and quiet, but they have some ambition. They want mystic power. They want mastery of their senses. They want to attain the power to control their senses. The devotee just engages everything in Krishna's service. Of course, that's not so easy, because we have a lot of ulterior motives and material desires mixed in with our presentation of service. But when we come to the platform of pure service, then our mind becomes totally peaceful. Parama Sushanta was very peaceful, extremely, transcendentally peaceful. So these are character descriptions. When we describe an individual, we say, what does he look like? What are his attributes? What are his talents? What does he do? How does he live? What is his lifestyle? What is his philosophy? What does he believe in? What work does he do? How does he maintain himself? When people meet devotees, they often say, oh, you live in a temple. Oh, how are you making money? Because everybody in the world is worried about making money. We are too. We also have to make money. Everyone needs money. But that's the primary concern of almost everyone. Money, money, money. Where's the money? How to get the money? And devotees they have some concern, have to have some concern, but it's not the only concern. It's not the major concern. You see devotees live in Vrindavan with their wives or with singly or whatever, and they go out for 2 months or something. 2 months, make some money, come and live for 10. So for 10 months at least, they're not really thinking too much about money. They have their budget and they're living, doing bhajan, hearing and chanting. Bhajan, sadhana. Then for 2 months they're worried about money. A little bit, to some extent, but never no much tension. The devotees are always worried about Krishna. Is Krishna happy now? Is Krishna pleased with what I'm thinking right now? Is Krishna pleased with what I'm speaking right now? Is Krishna pleased with what I'm thinking right now? And is Krishna pleased with what I'm desiring right now? What is my sankalpa? What is my ambition? What is my desire? And this way we become anukulya, favorable to Krishna. Krishna anukulya. Anukul. So this is very nice, the introduction to this great devotee. Shuklambara. Ambara, the word ambara means covering. And we have in the first canto of Bhagavatam, it describes Shukadeva Goswami as Digambara. Dig means directions. Even there's a village in Kamivan called Dig. Dig is there, and Tapovan is there, and Adi Badrinath is there. Kamivan. It's called Dig. There's a fort there. Dig Fort. It means direction, north, south, east, west. So Ambara means covering. And Shukla means white, like Shukla Paksha. White, Shukla means white, Shukla means pure, Shukla means clean. So he was covered with purity. Shukla Ambara. Just like generally the names of Vedic characters, they describe personalities. When they did the birth ceremony of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nimai Pandit, then the Jyotish, he saw the configuration of the stars and planets of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he said, this personality will be very great. He will be able to nourish and maintain the whole universe. He will cover the whole universe. His influence will spread throughout the universe. He will nourish and maintain the universe. Vishwa means universe, and Ambara means to maintain or to cover, to spread. So I think we should give him the name Vishwambara. So they did. And then Sita Devi, she saw that he was born under a neem tree. And neem trees have a very special quality, that if one sleeps under a neem tree, at least it's told like this, then he will not be harassed by any bhoots, prates, pishachas, ghosts, subtle beings. They don't like the neem tree for some reason. Although often these same beings, they inhabit trees, but usually dead trees. These ghosts and bhoots, they live inside these trees, invisibly. And then in different villages, people come and worship these dead trees. Because they're worshipping the spirit in the tree, and sometimes they get favors from them. It's called bhoot worship. Krishna mentions it in Bhagavad Gita, bhuteja sarvabhutani. It said, yanti deva vrta devan pitrun yanti pratirvata bhutani sarvabhuteja. Yajimam, Yajinopimam. Krishna is talking about 4 types of worship. It's not Yatamat Tatapat. Vivekananda says Yatamat Tatapat. Many paths lead to the same goal. So it's all one. God is one. Krishna said it's four. It's 4. If you worship devas, you do Deva Puja, Yanti Deva, Vrata Devan, then you go to the Devalok, Swargaloka. If you worship Pitris and your ancestors, then you go to Pitri Loka. If you worship bhoots and prates, then you take birth among those species. And yanti mam, yajinopimam. If you worship me, you come to me. There's Vaikuntha transcendental worship. That's Vishuddha Sattva Puja. Vishuddha Sattva Pat, Vishuddha Sattva Gati. Supreme transcendental goal. Then there's Tamasic Puja, and you take birth among the ghosts. Rajasic Puja, you take birth in Pitri Loka, or Earth planet. And then there's Sattvic Puja, and you take birth in Devaloka. So Krishna is saying there's 4 paths, 4 destinations and 4 paths, quite different than Vivekananda.